Okay, a very quick video on how plastic compression joints work in our plumbing wastes. You've seen a couple of wastes. This is a bottle trap, this is a shower trap. Both work on exactly the same principle, as do all of the compression waste fittings, whether it's an elbow, whether it's a straight coupling like this. Whatever the fitting is, they work on the same principle. So let's undo this carefully, and we'll take the threaded cap off. Underneath the threaded cap there is usually, sometimes there isn't, but there's usually a stiff plastic washer, and then there's a flexible cone-shaped rubber washer. If you look, if the camera can get a close-up on that, you'll see just the same as a copper compression joint. If you look at our video on copper compression joints, you'll see there's a little dish out of that fitting there, and that dish houses the cone shape on the rubber washer there. Okay, so how does this lot go together? We'll get our pipe, and the first thing that we're going to do with the pipe is we're going to use some wire wool to clean down the sides of the pipe. Whether these pipes have been in the plumber's merchants or in your garage or wherever they've been, they will have collected little bits of grit, sometimes a bit of adhesive or an old bit of solvent weld adhesive or whatever, and that can affect the effectiveness of the washers. Okay, so we'll clean both ends of that. Then the other thing that's important to check is that the end of the pipe is as square as we can get it. Okay, and if you look at our webinar on plumbing pipes and wastes, you can download that. You'll see a couple of little tips and tricks on how to get the end of your pipe square. So the first thing that we do with our plastic pipe, this is a 32mm waste pipe, we slide the nut onto the pipe. That's followed by the plastic washer and then the rubber washer. That sometimes needs a bit of stretching. That has to be a very, very good fit for obvious reasons. We're going to compress it in a moment. Then I'll turn the pipe to the side and you can see that lot going into the fitting. Make sure that the rubber washer is pushed into the fitting, and then we simply tighten up on the nut. As we tighten that nut, that compresses the cone-shaped rubber washer into the fitting, giving us a watertight seal for the water to go through this union and on out to the sewer. That's a plastic waste compression joint, ever so easy to use, reliable and invaluable for the DIY enthusiast. If you wanted to use solvent weld to join your pipes, go and have a look at our video on how to solvent weld plastic waste pipes.